Honestly, I love that all three of them. All three of them have been with me since the Bold Type, the 100, and Last Man Standing. Everyone's like, Kaitlyn Dever from Booksmart. I said, where were you when she was on Tim Allen's Last Man Standing?
Yeah, don't bring Tim Allen into this.
Hi, it's Megan.
And it's Bree.
And we just want to talk about TV.
Welcome to our podcast,
Unseriesous. Each episode, we're going to cover a TV show, new or old, and have a silly little conversation about it.
So grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get unserious.
Key, my sweetie.
My sweetie.
My sweetie.
When the show's Australian.
When Kaitlyn Dever is slaying an Australian accent and that you wish you could do, so you just say, Key, my sweetie from H2O.
God bless. Aussie.
Aussie.
Don't you know that you talk shit?
Oh my god. Brie, I didn't know. It's really good.
Thank you.
What did you sing or do yesterday where I was like, that was really good? Oh, you used SpongeBob.
I did SpongeBob when he's like out of water. He's like, whoa, I can't do it.
So you get a quote over your head.
Yeah.
It sounded, take my word for it, it sounded like SpongeBob, and I wouldn't say that if that were false.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the only thing I can do.
Yeah, SpongeBob with no water.
Yeah.
I can do.
I can't even do an Australian accent.
Well, anything that I can do, I'm not going to be able to do on the spot right now. It's going to be too much pressure, so we'll come back to that.
Yes. Well, we're here.
We are back.
And we're going to talk about
Apple cider vinegar, the true crime but kind of inflated story.
The kind of true story.
Belle Gibson.
Somewhat. Yes.
I don't know if other people, well, I didn't know about the story until we watched the show.
I had no clue.
I guess maybe it was bigger in Australia, but she infiltrated the U.S. She infiltrated Apple.
That's pretty bad. Wait.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah. But first, we need to catch up.
We haven't spoken in a while.
So, Megan, have anything to say? You have a shirt on.
Oh, I have a few things I wanted to say. I wanted to say that even though it's old news now, we did properly predict the Super Bowl winner.
Yeah.
Our Eagles won. I don't know if you can see it, but go fucking Birds. Last time we recorded, we were like, I hope the Eagles win.
That was to the Chiefs.
Yeah, fuck the Chiefs. Sorry to Travis. He'll be fine.
He's literally fine.
He's fine. But we were having the best time. We were cheering. We were laughing. We were singing with Kendrick. It couldn't have gone better.
Kendrick, slayed.
Yeah. Fuck Drake, fuck the Chiefs, and fuck Donald Trump. I feel like none of what I said sounded right. Fuck the Chiefs, fuck Drake, and fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, I hope Julia's family can hear this.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
you have to have noise suppression on the Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to Julia's family on the Zoom. And then we watched this. I started Defenders, so my Daredevil journey is continuing, and I haven't opened a book. And
you haven't cracked a spine?
Not a single one in 2025 yet. Severance is still slaying. And yeah, we're started Yellow Jackets.
I'm overwhelmed.
There's a lot of TV. I'm excited. This is what a time to be alive with TV.
Yeah.
And then yes, I did go see the Save Me tour by Miss Taylor Tomlinson, and it was so funny. I had such a good time. We love women in comedy.
Yes.
She's so funny. If anyone hasn't seen her or seen her specials, you have to watch them. I haven't even seen her specials yet. I'm just a fan. I'm just a fan of her essence. Mm-hmm. And she reposted my story, and now we're best friends.
So now you're best friends.
Mm-hmm. It was so good. And I just want to be her friend and hang out with her. And her openers are both really good. And they're coming back to Chicago, so I have to see them. Simple as that.
Slay.
And SNL 50 tonight.
Jesus.
I'm excited. I love women in comedy. I'm excited to see Amy. Well, that's what I have to say. Bree, do you have anything to say?
No.
Get shy.
No. Wait, Debbie Ryan.
We also celebrated Galentine's Day, and we came in 4th place at Rom-Com Trivia.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah, we were 3rd place the whole time, which we would have taken. We weren't trying to sweep necessarily. We knew there was a lot of rom-coms we hadn't seen per our video from a couple weeks ago. But we were in third place consistently, and then boom, we got too cocky. I got too cocky, and I bet all of our points down to fourth place.
I think that's how it should be, though.
Yeah.
I still had a good time, even though we came in fourth place.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was lit, and
I
don't think food. They had. I think I would have picked different questions if I was running.
I think if we were running it, yeah, because it was like an interesting definition of like it was 2000s rom-com, which they told us was 2000 to 2009. We said great, but then some of the questions were about 2011. I said okay, liar. And then like I think it's just the way people define rom-coms, and I get they were doing like probably the broadest definition, but I don't think like Knocked Up and things like that are more comedies fall into like a rom-comedy, romantic comedy like 13 Going on 30 does, and we haven't seen a lot of those.
Yeah,
I don't like when the rom-com is made for a man.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, rom-coms are for women. And men should watch them and enjoy them too, but they should be pointed at the female gaze.
Yeah, fuck men.
And fuck Drake, and fuck the Chiefs, and fuck Donald Trump. Maisel said, what?
What did you just say?
She looked at me when I said that.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, secret Chiefs fan. Secret Team Drake, too.
Yeah. What did I do? Well, I did that. I can't believe all that I can't believe the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was only last week.
Jesus.
Did everyone see the Taco Bell ad? Did you guys interact with the CapCut filter on TikTok? Bet you didn't.
I didn't because I don't have CapCut.
Yikes.
And it's gone forever.
Oh shit, I just deleted it. I just realized. To make room for this, and I guess I don't need it.
It'll probably come back.
Oh shit, I just realized I did that. Well, after at work being like, I'm the only one with CapCut, but at least I could do it for Taco Bell, and I have TikTok. Yeah. Ooh, that's sad.
That's tragic.
All right, I'll think about that later.
I'll ponder on that later.
Well, save me some gigs for the next few months.
Yes. What else did I do? 1 week away from my wisdom teeth.
And counting.
Get ready.
Yeah, by the time you're watching this, Brie will be like
5 teeth.
Almost prepped and ready to go.
5 of my teeth will be gone.
Yeah.
I started the second ACOTAR book.
Ooh.
Which I got it, I bought it right after. And then I, read, nothing. I read, 3 pages, and then I stopped. And I left, but I'm trying to get back into it.
Yeah, maybe I'll crack that open.
Crack that shit open.
The first one.
I have that on my Kindle, so I'm reading, but I'm also reading an, physical book called Experienced. So I started 2 books because I wanted to read a physical book, but then at night when I'm laying in bed, I need to use my Kindle because I like to have my light off because I'm not getting back up. I'm not getting back.
You'd have a clapper.
I need a clapper, yeah. But
next time.
I'm jumping into those, and what else did I do? Nothing. I slayed.
We slayed.
We served.
Yeah.
And it's so cold.
It's very cold here.
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah. Spring needs to sprung.
Yeah.
You just have to make it to St. Patrick's Day, I think.
Yeah, maybe. It's gonna snow on my birthday.
I hope.
It's gonna what the fuck?
Sorry.
Comment down below what I should do for my birthday.
Yeah, what do you think we should do? Know. What should we do in the Chicago area? I think we should go to...
because we're doing St. Patrick's Day, and then, my friend Madison, our friend Madison is coming, so 2 weekends.
Yeah.
I'm not having a birthday. Birthday's canceled.
We should go to Evanston and go to the trampoline park and then go to Chili's for your birthday.
Spend the day in Evanston.
For your birthday.
Oh, you know how I feel about Evanston.
Yep, right off the purple line.
And go to the World Market.
Yeah, and Double Dogs for milkshakes.
Wow.
Sounds perfect.
It sounds perfect. Thanks for planning.
And Blick for some art supplies.
Blick for my favorite thing.
Art.
Crafts.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's the tea.
That is the tea.
Anything else?
I'd just like to apologize to Julia's family one more time for yelling at Donald Trump.
Sorry.
Not for saying that, but for being loud about it.
Yeah.
While she's trying to have a call. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we chat all about apple cider vinegar?
Yeah. I have this really good...
Oh, yeah. Brie, tell us about it.
Okay. Ready? I really had something in my throat.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Apple Cider Vinegar is a crime drama limited series on Netflix. It follows the somewhat true story on the life and lies of fraudulent Australian wellness influencer Belle Gibson. Gibson lies about being diagnosed with brain cancer and deceives her loyal following by claiming she cured it through non-traditional means, such as holistic medicine, exercises, and a healthy diet. The series takes a look at Belle Gibson's life through a jumbled timeline and bright graphics, as well as contrasting stories with two real cancer victims, a fan named Lucy, who looks to Gibson's blog and app for advice, and another wellness blogger named Milla, is that how you say it? Who becomes her rival in the wellness space. And that's all I said.
Amen.
That's the tea.
That is the tea.
Dive into it.
Yes. So this is a real story, and I feel like we should talk about that first, because I feel like the things I want to talk about, like, from a show perspective and a story perspective are a little different. Like, I didn't read too much about the real life stuff. I feel like I'm going to end up Googling while we're potting.
Documentary coming out Thursday.
Yeah. Well, the day this comes out, yeah.
Oh, yep. Today.
But, like, I saw that, like, the real Chanel was, like, this a little messy, because Milla wasn't, like, 100% one person. Like, they said they used her as, like, an amalgamation of, like, different wellness influencers, but there was one that was particularly similar, and it was, like, someone who lost their mom and then passed away themselves. And she wasn't even, like, close friends with Chanel.
Like, they weren't even, like...
Like, they knew each other, but,
right, like, they didn't have any...
No, I mean Chanel and Milla.
Oh, Chanel and Milla,
Like, they weren't, like, childhood friends.
Oh, okay.
So, but, like, in the article I read, she, like, was, like, standing up for her, and it's, like, I feel like when TV shows adapt real stories, they need to do a better job of, like, holding people accountable and getting permission to showcase people, even if it's not a direct portrayal. But she said the portrayal of her type of character, which was, again, named Chanel, was at least somewhat accurate in terms of, like, what she stood up for and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was interesting.
What was the fan?
Lucy?
Lucy.
Yeah, I didn't read about her. They made her up. Yeah, she really just represents a bunch of people that got screwed over.
Yeah.
Or, like, believed her stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's just, like, a little, like, they took little, like... to expand the story, but, like, it's not 100%.
So, like, the guy because there were two people that wrote the article about it for the age. Like, that part was true. He wasn't, like, married to a cancer patient. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Because I feel like, I mean, again, for the TV show, it does make it interesting when the guy who's writing the article has the motivation of trying to, like, help his wife.
Yeah, that made it interesting. And I was like, that's when I was like crying. Cause at the end.
And their little, like, love story, we don't know, like, how that ends up, which, again, isn't necessarily realistic.
Playing, and I'm like, this is emotional.
I was like, why am I just start crying to Olivia Rodrigo's Vampire right now?
Literally.
It was very good. But, like, yeah, I feel like just starting out by saying, like, recognizing some of the stuff in the show isn't 100% true, or was just, like, added to the show to add, like, make it more of, like, a holistic story. Because then I do want to talk about, like, even the fictional elements of it.
That's why they had to break the fourth wall and go.
Yeah. That was so fun. Every time they looked at us, I was like...
pretty good.
And, like, they had a different character do it every episode.
And they look right at
Belle Gibson was not paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what kind of the girl, though, Chanel was saying. It's, like, it's one thing, like, you know, Belle was sort of, like, the villain. So, like... I don't know. I think it's a complicated thing when you, like, tell a story about real people and the permissions you get and don't get. And, like, I guess Belle was the, again, villain. But, like, even using someone, even without their name, like the Milla character, she was like, she isn't even here to defend it.
Yeah.
Or, like, tell her side of the story. So I think morals get a little blurry. And I know, like, someone was like, look at Ryan Murphy's entire thing. I was like, yeah, fuck Ryan Murphy. Oh, sorry, Julie's family.
Yeah.
We're just like, screw everyone today. But yeah, I just wanted to start out by saying stuff like that. Yeah. Just recognizing that things are complicated when you base it off of a true story, and it might not all be true. But I feel like we're always the type of viewers that I feel like understand, like, the nuance to stories. And, like, I always watch shows, even fictionalized ones, and I see people online that just, like, one character will do one bad thing and they're like, oh, I hate this bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, she's a little more complicated than that. Yeah. And, like, I'm trying to think of, like, another example, but, like, I could see people watching this and being like, screw Mila or screw this other character because they're complex and stuff like that, when, I don't know, it's a little tricky when you're trying to represent real people that went through stuff and you don't know if they're being represented right.
Yeah. I thought all the like you could sympathize with every single one of even the characters. Belle, yeah. And which I liked. Like, I think a story's more interesting when you can see, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. Because, like, it was interesting, like you said, the story isn't told in, like, a linear way. You don't go from, like, why she starts this and then figuring out how it ends up. You kind of unravel it as you go. And sometimes it's hard to keep up with, like, okay, what does this mean? Who's doing what right now? What time of the storyline we are in? We're like, we need a timeline. But, like, as we were starting, I was like, I don't know if we're supposed to sympathize with this girl. And at the end of the day, like, not completely where you're like, oh, she should get away with this. Like, 100% she should not get away with this. Like,
yeah.
Especially when you see, again, taking this with a grain of salt for, like, at least this, as the show states, this fictionalized version of her, she's crazy. She definitely needs help. But at the same time, like, she is very selfish. And when she has the opportunity to make a better choice, like, you can maybe say, oh, I can see how she ended up in this situation and it just spiraled out of control. But every time she has a moment to try to make things better, she does.
She makes it, like, worse.
And I think the worst thing is they didn't uncover this right away, but, like, the charity thing. I was like, at least she's, like, helping people with this. Yeah. And it's like, no, not even the money.
And that couldn't even go over it.
Yeah. Like, this poor little kid and his family.
So sad.
Like, that's where you're kind of like, this is the nail in the coffin. And she's got to go.
She's got to literally
She got to lock that bitch up.
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought she was actually gonna do something.
Yeah, I was like, well, she may be she might have started this on a lie, but, like, maybe she's using her platform for good and she can't even do that.
Oh, she built her platform off a lie, but now, maybe she'll do something good with how much attention and, like,
No, like, every step of the way when they were like, I worked with her and I was her manager, I took the pictures, but I never got the commission. I never, like, she would, the whole time, was not doing anything right. So, screw her.
So, screw her. When she has her baby shower.
See, that was where you're like, oh, I can sympathize with her. And I can see, like, I think what was interesting too is you don't fully get a picture of her childhood because, again, like, you're learning this stuff through her, and I didn't look up everything about her, which I guess we can do. Like, what parts of her childhood were real? Like, she was like, my mom has MS, and yeah, she carried the cane around, but she never
but it seemed like she
felt like she didn't. So I'm like, is her mom also kind of a liar?
Yeah.
And did her mom truly mistreat her, or was her mom always calling her on her bullshit? Not that she was being a perfect mom in any scenario, but I was, like, trying to figure out, like, how much of, like, her bad childhood was just, like, her projecting and how much of it was her truly being neglected. And I definitely think part of it was her being neglected. She would not have done what she did without some sort of shit going on. But it's like you couldn't decipher what parts were real and what parts weren't. So it's like I do sympathize with that. And then her whole life she's just trying to, and it's, like, relatable, like, trying to be validated. And, like, when she's, like, having that baby and no one comes, she's like, I have no friends. So she turns to, like, an online forum and talks about, like, yeah, maybe not the best way to go about it, but she's getting sympathy from somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, that was why I liked the visuals of, like, the hearts and the likes and the comments, because it's just,
it shows, like,
from
the validation.
Yes, it's like as extreme as this specific story is, I think every single person relates to, like, if you feel shitty but then suddenly strangers or your friends are liking your Instagram story or something like this, like, it gives you a boost of serotonin. And that's the whole thing about, like, social media and how toxic that can be. But it's, I think every human has experienced that to some degree, social media or otherwise. Like, just, like, looking for someone to support you, and the means she goes to get it are
to the next level,
to the craziest level. But that's why I think she is sympathetic, in part because it is a relatable thing. If your parents aren't giving this to you, like, your friends aren't doing this, of course you're going to look to, like, other people and maybe bend the truth.
And people
maybe not to this degree.
You have something. Like, people are telling her.
Yeah, she was like, these are my symptoms.
Diagnosing her.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah.
And I think other people relate to that too. When you have a headache and you're, like, Googling it, Google's also going to tell you have cancer, and you're like, fuck. I do.
She just took it to...
Watching this really made me feel like a hypochondriac.
Yeah, no, literally. I was squirming the whole time.
No, yeah. It was a very tricky watch, but it was still good. That's why, yeah, I think she's sympathetic in a lot of ways, because I don't know what I would do if I had a baby shower and no one came. so sad. And that poor kid.
Yeah.
At least people came to his birthday party when he was later, but she ruined that too. Yeah, I feel like you said, this is what makes the show more interesting is when everything's not black and white and not one person is wholly good or wholly bad. She's pretty bad. But like she has elements that you can relate to and sympathize with her and at least on some level understand how she did what she did, but obviously like the degree she does it to is just like unfathomable and pretty unforgivable, like as far as she goes.
I only read one article on like the real side so far, so I don't know much about the real, but she did run away at 12. I don't know like why, like I don't know the full, and then she did really not raise money for a charity and then didn't give it back, and I think she still owes, like she keeps going back to court for not paying those things.
Damn.
And
I'm glad that's what they got her on, because that's honestly the most fucked up thing. Like, it is really bad that she lied about her health and got all these people to do this. Like, it probably did affect a lot more people than just the charitable stuff, because like you get in your head that like I can do this, I can fix this. And sure, maybe alternative therapy does work for certain people, but it's not, none of it is like, and they kind of said this, so none of it's a one size fit all. So just like misleading people that this can and will help you and you need to say screw every doctor, I think is messy.
That is messy. And I think a lot of people are really like that, like where they don't believe in medicine.
Yeah.
Because there is a part of big medicine in like big pharma that is like toxic.
And just trying to get your money and all that stuff.
Yeah. But then on the other side, only trusting natural things can be really bad too.
Or just like blindly doing it. Like that's why I thought it was interesting when Mila, and again, just side note, like just talking about what we were getting from this show, like in terms of like characters and stuff. And her character was very like, she didn't want her mom taking, what even was it where she's like, Mom, why would you do that? Like, you didn't
just like any
medicine,
any like over the counter or prescription medicine.
But then when that woman in a shop that she's never met, did no research on, gives her the black self
organic
stuff, and like I get that she's more open to that, but you would think at the very least she'd do a Google search on it first before she slathered it all over her arm and fucked herself up. No, not so to fully blame her, but it is, I feel like this show was less about like, that's what I was trying to think, like I was having sympathy for both sides of like the dad that was really fighting for them to stick with what the doctor's saying, but also like her going, it's my arm, it's my body, I want to figure out what to do with it. Like I think, and I've never been this close to a situation like this with like cancer or anything in that realm, so like I can't speak to personal experience, but I can imagine how hard that would be for someone to be like what choice do you go with, because like both sides are scary. And I feel like this show like, really pushes you, I think, to like recognize that like you can't believe everything that's out there, and like wellness and stuff can be very toxic. Like I feel like that was sort of like a lesson from this, but it's got to still be like scary to wholeheartly trust like medicine. And both, I think there's like
you can't villainize her for doing like, because if anyone's saying like you need to cut off your whole arm, it's like, I don't know. And there are things in medicine that are like, I don't know, like you shouldn't do all of that, but at the same time it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's complicated. That's why I like this, because I feel like it also doesn't necessarily give you the answer of like and this is why we trust the doctors. Right. Yeah, because I don't think, especially when it's you, like you making the decision for yourself, or I get like it's your son or your daughter, your wife or your husband or all the things, like you can only make that decision, like everyone's gonna have a different thought process for it. Like
it's your body, but then you have like her dad.
That's why even you could see so like when she was giving that speech toward the end, and she was like half the room was filled, and like all these people kind of looked a little skeptical, and she just kept going like, you guys don't get it, it was gonna be my whole arm. There was even still like a commentary on that where it's like, okay, there are so many people that would love to have just lost their arm,
people who are fully
that's why I think this like had so many layers.
It was so complicated.
And there's no fully right or wrong thing, because I feel like just specifically cancer, there is no perfect solution unless you have like a very minor form or get it caught really early.
Oh, yeah. It's so... And then, like, her, like, not wanting her mom to do stuff, and then her losing her mom, and then finally, like, being like, okay, I want to do something, and then not being able to. It's like, that is just so heartbreaking and awful.
Like, literally,
I can't even fathom.
Fuck everything I just said earlier in this podcast, but mostly fuck cancer, because it's, like, insane. Like, it's insane to me, and I get, like, technology isn't as advanced as it could be, but like it blows my mind that we don't have better solutions in any regard these days. So I feel like that's why it's so tough, and everyone in this story except fucking Belle is so like, even when they're making choices you don't agree with, you have to sympathize, because it's like you don't it's at the end of the day, like, there's still like no good end to this unless you fully cure it, which I know isn't fully possible.
Like Lucy being like, I don't want to do it. Like, her husband being like, come on. But
yeah, like, both of them are so valid.
Hold on. Like,
yeah. Like, it's her body, but, like, he loves her so much, and she's like, but this is about you. That's about you, not about me. So it's so complicated. It's so complicated, because, of course, he wants to do everything in his power to save his wife. But she's like, but it's my choice. So, I don't envy anyone ever in this situation, and that's, I wish there was...
And then that's what makes it more sick and twisted about Belle, is because you're seeing these two, like, real people
going through some real shit.
And then she's, like, pretending to have a seizure.
Oh, my God. No, that was another...
And making her
son watch it.
Like, what the fuck?
That was also a turning point where I was like, no, you cannot forgive this woman if this situation was true. Again, just talking about this in the confines of the show and the story we're watching. She sees, like, a genuine, like, kid who has brain cancer have a seizure, and from that, she's not, like... At first, I was like, oh, maybe this is a turning point where she's like, no, this shit's real, I can help. But, of course, she isn't actually helping. She didn't even give them any money. Crazy. And then she, in turn, also fakes a seizure for 40 minutes, they said, at the kid's birthday, takes attention away from him, and scares him. At this point, hadn't the doctor already told her that he was scared of her?
That was after that, and that's after he was, like, scared that when she fell and hit her.
Yeah.
Like, the kid is traumatized already. No,
seriously.
And then you do that?
She's awful. She's so awful. And we have to talk about Clive in general, but I have to applaud him for being like, she's fine. We have to get out of here. He, like, did not give a fuck.
No, literally. He was a little sus from the beginning, but he kept staying.
Yeah.
And then...
I like that they kind of, and I wonder how realistic this portion is, because I read that they're not together.
Oh.
Her and Clive, like, he's been with someone else.
Oh, okay.
And she called him her friend.
Partner.
Okay,
Clive, but maybe, I don't know.
As of, like, a couple years ago, he was with someone else, I think. But they still, I think, co-parent, maybe.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
But, like, his story, I was like, fuck yeah, the guy from Succession. Fucking Nate from Succession. Also faking an Australian accent pretty well, for my humble opinion. The whole time I was like, it, like, they even say on the show, like, Stockholm syndrome, something's going on, and, like, his parents seem fine. They're very protective of him. So I'm like, why in the world would he put up for this shit from her? Like, she is never, in any of the scenes we watch, nice to him until she's trying to make up for something. Once again, she, I think is totally seeking validation. When Chanel calls her on it, she's like, okay, I'll do this if you start liking me again. Like, even on a micro sense, she wanted one person in her life to, like, be her friend.
Yeah.
And again, like, relatable to a degree, and then she doubles down to say 4 more cancers. Crazy bitch.
No, that was good.
Crazy.
She went from, like, I was misdiagnosed to and then deletes it. I have 17 more cancers.
God.
That's great.
But, this whole time, like, Clive is the first one that's suspicious of her, which valid. Like, he's with her all the time. But he doesn't say anything, which, to a degree, yeah, I think they're right that he's a little complicit in what she's been doing, if he's known. And then, just, like, how shitty she is to him the whole time. Like, she's not fun to be around. And the whole show, because, like, I think the most present-day things they were showing were the guy doing cocaine with her yelling at him at the kids thing, and then that interview where she's in the turtleneck.
Yeah, and that's a 16-minute.
Yeah. I think you should watch it.
Thing, yeah.
But, like, my mom's texting me about our Verizon account. I'm like, does she know we're working?
We are working.
But, like, at all those moments, he's still with her. Even though she was, like, called out in front of the world, he stayed with her. And again, the whole time I'm like, why would he stay with her? Why would he stay with her? She's literally, like, the least fun person in the world. Like, it'd be one thing if, like, in those little moments they were nice. She never nice to him.
She's just always
never nice to him. The one time she felt human was when she was like, you don't love me. Like, why are you still here? Like, I honestly felt like we were seeing, like, a real person in that moment.
But and when she was, like, telling her son that he didn't need the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I was
That's the one part I was like, hold on, where is this?
Come out.
Yeah.
Girl. Even though she's, like, long gone. She's lost cause. But, like, again, for a TV show, you're like, oh, character development.
You're rooting. You're still trying to root for people, but...
Yeah. And then they really, I think, by the time the show's over, you're like, no, he just wants to be a dad. And he just loves this boy more than all his parents. His real dad just wants to go to Coachella.
That was so funny, though.
It's like, listen, we just got tickets to Coachella. I was like, buddy.
I'm like, that's kind of real.
And, like, when the kid gets hurt, he's the one that stands up to go help him. The other dad didn't even fucking flinch. Care. Not a stepfather. The father who stepped up. And I had to stand with Clive a little bit. Like, yeah, he was a little complicit in what was going on, but... I had to stand by him.
Yeah. At least the son has Clive.
Yeah.
The unknown name.
Yeah. They were like, we're really protecting. We're not even going to give this kid a name.
The kid.
Yeah. So interesting. The kid's got to be like 15 now, right?
14.
14?
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
Wow. I wonder what he thinks.
I don't think anyone... He's very shielded.
That's good.
Which is good.
That's good.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not even giving him a name, which I'll respect that. Yeah. So it's such an interesting dynamic. I guess he had to have loved her to some degree.
Because, I mean, she just moves in with him, right?
Yeah.
She just goes...
She's so...
She knows
manipulative.
How to and that's how she gets Chanel.
Yeah.
Like, and then the tattoo.
Oh my god, that was psychopath behavior. It's an homage, not a copy. So funny. Oh my god, that was crazy. If I wish Chanel, I would have left.
That's one of the craziest things.
I want that part to be true, because that's so unhinged.
Yeah.
The crying at the funeral was real, apparently.
Oh my god.
I can't even imagine.
Loud.
I can't even imagine.
I
right behind the dad, I don't know like, how real all the details were, but like on the show, right behind the dad, who had just lost his wife and now has lost his daughter. I was like, no one talked to him.
Yeah.
I'm glad she didn't talk to him at the funeral. Like, she talked to the husband, which was, I'm glad he called her out, and Chanel called her out.
Yeah.
But the dad clearly didn't know the full story and was being too nice to her. I was like, no.
I know.
He's one of the biggest victims on this show without even realizing it. Like, he went through so much. And he fought so hard for them all to be okay. God, that was awful.
I can't even. Oh, that makes me physically ill.
Yeah.
That storyline makes me literally physically ill.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
They were all just doing their best.
They were all doing what they thought was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
I do love my girl, Aisha D. She's always like the coolest person on the show.
No, literally, she's just like, I want to be as cool as her. Like, everything she does is cool.
I want her to be in everything.
Yeah.
As I was saying, like, she was on the Bold Type. Megan Fahey did her White Lotus moment. It's time for Aisha D. Because everything she's in, I love her in, but, like, I'm waiting for her to have that breakout moment where the world gets it, too. Like, I love her.
Everyone needs
so much.
Stand.
She's, like, comforting to see, too. Like, I love her.
And she slays.
And she's so
she eats
cool.
up the role.
And she's always, like, the best one there. Like, she was the whistleblower. Like, in real life, the character she's based on was the whistleblower.
Yeah.
Went to the newspaper and stuff like that. So, I like that she stood up for that. And her story, even though this is, like, the part that's stretched for the sake of the show, of, like, the relationship on the show between Chanel and Mila was so emotional. And they had, like, a falling out. And she almost was like, I don't even want to go see her.
Oh, this makes me so sick.
It's awful. It's awful. And, like, the mom, like, they had a falling out. And when the mom passed, and she's like, her mom drove me to school. I'm not there. Like, that's...
And then, Belle being like...
We could just do stuff over email.
Like, shut the fuck up.
She literally has no human bone in her body. No, seriously. That's what I wonder. Like, there's so many things we don't get answered. And I think it's simply because, like, the character in real life, you don't know what is true and what's false. Like, I don't think in the show at least, they're not showing the full story of the mom. You never really understand the guy she goes to see.
Yeah, that was
like,
weird.
Her dad, or is that, like, some other person in her life?
I
don't know. And clearly she had trauma with, like, the kids and, like, around, like, the other, like, teens, like that. They showed a very quick traumatic scene. Like, she has trauma, but again, we don't fully know what it is because I don't think she's ever probably fully told the truth in real life.
Yeah, so they're just taking,
What the fuck was the doctor? Who was that?
No, that freaked me out.
Because I was like, this must be like her, like, I was like, okay, we're in this weird fucking rundown doctor's office. He doesn't have shoes. And I'm like, maybe he was her childhood doctor and that's why she goes back to him. Even though she has all this money, she goes back to someone she trusts. And he, like, was nice to the kid. And then when she went in, I was like, something weird's going to happen. And something weird did happen, but not as weird as I thought it would be.
Yeah, like, it's like he's not like, you can kind of tell he's not, like, a real doctor.
Right, because, like what the fuck is he putting on her?
Like, energy and stuff.
Right, so is he the one telling her? Like, does she genuinely believe she has cancer because this guy's telling her shit?
Yeah. I feel like they all, like, I don't know. I mean, we don't know. But, like, it's like she has, what's it called? Like, where you think...
The Munchausen
Like, that in some ways felt like that because right when her son throws up, she's like, I gotta take him to the, like...
Yeah.
Like, doctor.
Yeah.
Like, and then is going to this fake... And then they just tell her stuff and she, like, believes it.
Right.
And she's like, oh, no, I have 3 more cancers. Like,
yeah, either like, she has like a longer connection to this guy, or she found this guy that'll tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
God.
And then I want to know more about her mom because again, like, it seems like she doesn't have like.
Right.
I don't
She's
know.
definitely
I'm so confused.
at the end of the day, what it is,
like,
she has trauma.
Yeah.
Like the way that she is directly connected to other things. So that's why I think not sympathy, but like at least you can kind of say, oh, I see why she did this, even if you don't
like, it kind of
agree with it, obviously.
Yeah, like where it would come from. It's just like
no
so
sane
awful.
person will go this far. Like maybe once, like maybe when she was a kid, to be like, oh, the doctor said I have this to get her mom's attention, or like the stuff she's posting on skateboarding threads, like, but then it spiraled.
What's her name? The other girl,
Milla,
finding the thing like immediately. I'm like, this would be covered more.
No, seriously,
like,
she didn't try very hard until she was starting to get caught. She would try to retroactively go back and shut that shit down.
Well, you're exposed.
Yeah, no, you would think she'd try a little harder, or like if you're gonna pretend to have something as crazy as brain cancer, but forever just don't have proof. Like, girl,
yeah,
great. And it is interesting that like. All these people put a lot of stuff, like the publishers and stuff like that, put a lot of trust in her. I mean, I guess it's just like a snowball effect where it's like, why would we question this? The one guy...
Yeah, like, you feel kind of bad for questioning it, but like...
Yeah, well, it's like if she gets to a point where a publisher, it's like they're not going to question it because all these other things have happened, but no one beforehand. And I think the one person who could have done it was Clive because he was the only one close enough to her.
Clive.
Because like anyone she's passively working with isn't going to go, oh, this is fake.
Yeah.
Because they're not close enough to know that she doesn't go to the doctor.
But Clive was around her all the time.
Yeah. But he just wanted to be a part of that kid's life.
He just wanted to be a dad.
Yeah. She had to have, like, for the sake of the show, it's not like they're showing every little moment, but like... They had to have redeeming moments because there's no way he would have stayed with her at the beginning.
Well, that's like the miscarriage.
Oh, the
like
trauma
that
bond
being. Like,
and that's
people
real.
Thinking that was real. Like that was real.
Yeah.
People thinking it wasn't.
Yeah. And that connects you to
like,
someone.
I think that, yeah, definitely made more of a connection with them. And
yeah.
Made you feel a little worse for her, but like.
Yeah. Like, she has been through shit.
She was adding that to the... Like, she's like, I had brain cancer, but also a little while ago, I had a miscarriage, which was real. So it was like this built... It was like this...
And, like, all this sympathy, and you're like, why would anyone ever lie about this?
Yeah.
She didn't lie about everything, but...
Mm-hmm. What else was it? You like it?
I also want to know, like... The PR guy that she meets at the beginning that does cocaine with.
Oh.
Like, I get that, like, he was to also show that she was just, like, not who she says she is and, like, just using people. Mm-hmm. But, like, also, what was the point of that? Like, what did he actually really, truly add to the story?
I don't know, except the scene of them doing
Clive's in the kitchen. I was like, he's doing dishes and they're doing cocaine was one of the things I wrote down.
Well, that's another thing that was interesting that Clive let that slide, too. Like,
yeah, because I think at that point, he was fully like, I'm in this for the kid. The other dad won't step up, and so I can't leave him with her. So
she's doing cocaine
this
with
is
Arlo.
my son. Yeah. God. So, yeah. But he was kind of random. He had the bit at the beginning where, like, this is a true story based on our lies or whatever. And I was like, okay, but who are you?
Okay, but wait, who are
What are you really bringing to this? He was only in a few scenes.
Real.
I don't know, man.
I need to watch that documentary.
Yeah.
That comes out today.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, you're watching this today. Yeah, I'm gonna need a part 2 and be like, what the fuck is going on?
What the fuck is going on?
It's wild.
The Lucy and what's his name?
Justin
story.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was all made up.
Yeah.
But like
I think they were just like,
made me so emo.
they were definitely like an amalgamation of like, well, he was the reporter that did it, but like she being just probably all the people that like fell for her shit and was spending all her money on stuff that was probably not real. When they pulled out the freaking pay thing, they're like, Australian dollars?
Oh no, I felt so bad for
Girl.
her. And that's like, she just like, I totally understood her and that like she just wanted to go live.
Yes.
Oh.
And again, you can also relate to Justin of like, he just wants his wife to live. He loves her so much.
Justin realizing like Belle is like a fraud.
Yeah.
And then realizing that his wife has been listening.
Yeah.
I was like, this is fucked up.
Yeah.
And I thought my girl Lucy wasn't gonna make it.
No. And like, I guess it's still like a question mark.
Yeah.
But I like
they
for
gave
the
us
sake
a
of the
little,
show, like hopeful ending.
And like seeing
If anyone deserves, they deserved.
I'm like, I ate that up.
No, yeah.
It wasn't even...
No, for a television show, again, like kind of like not focused on how 100% true everything was and like the ethics behind it. Like it was like a good story because Milla's story is very realistic. Like they weren't sugarcoating this. They weren't giving everyone a happy ending.
Yeah. And
Belle, fucking crazy person, hopefully getting what she deserves. And then the ending with, you can Google it. I was like,
oh, that gag.
Chills. Like a docu-series that ends like that. You can Google it.
They aren't just going to give us a bunch of slides with a bunch of...
How all these people ended. That was kind of badass.
That's kind of crazy.
And then, yeah, the hope of, like, hopefully there are people that got their lives back after this. For all the people, like, Isaac, is that the kid's name?
Yeah.
His family that got screwed with the money.
Like, I wonder... Yeah, that... Oh.
Yeah. I'm sure they were probably a representation of other people, too.
Yeah, of just, like, people who were screwed over by her lies.
Yeah. God, man. I think the CEO of Apple was like, what the fuck?
Wait, we're going to Apple.
They're like, Twitter, Pinterest, and the whole pantry. I was like,
this was also like the start of like social media, pretty much. Like this was at the beginning of social media.
Like the very beginning of Instagram. They're like, Instagram's over.
So like, I feel like that's even more realistic in her being able to do, because I feel like a lot of people were more influenced, even though we literally have influencers now.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like people were really like influenced by.
Yeah, because it's like the thing of like
a brand new thing.
Even and now you have access to people that are like you.
Yeah.
And you feel like connected, and you feel like hope by seeing this woman across the world or in your country that has successfully, Milla or Belle, like in theory, like that are doing great and do all these things. You're like, I could be like them too. And it's like, it's all a front. Like, you don't know.
It was all.
At least like Milla, and I'm sure a lot of people, there are plenty of people that genuinely are trying to help. But again, like you're only one person. You can't.
Like Milla being like, I wasn't being honest to myself. Like,
yeah.
She was just
like her intentions.
Like she had good intentions, and she was like hopeful that I don't know.
Yeah.
This would work, but looks. Ugh. Oh, and she gets a cat just to make it even worse on me.
And she misses her mom, and then the cat maybe gave Belle ringworm. We don't know.
Yeah, kind of iconic.
That was interesting at the end. Like, was she breaking out in the hives? Was she really sick? I was like,
stressed.
I was like, part of me was like, does she really get like a big disease or illness, and then like no one believes her? Like, can you imagine?
Oh my god.
And like her answer to the question at the end, where it's like, do you have cancer? She's like, well, I hope not.
Yeah, like she still
like, won't say no.
She's still like,
she definitely is messed up. Like, I don't think it's fully like she has something genuinely wrong with her.
There's no way that you can.
And like, screw her. She needs to like get these people money and whatever. She needs to pay for that shit physically or with time.
Yeah.
But also like get her help, because like what? Like there are compulsive liars and there's whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
It was very interesting, though.
Yeah, I really liked how they did this show. Like, I liked that it was out of order. I liked the, like...
Visuals.
The visuals are so cool.
Mm-hmm. Everyone was acting down.
The music was good.
The soundtrack was always good.
Yeah.
When they played the instrumental or the orchestral Bridgerton-esque version of Toxic in one of the last episodes, I was like, okay. They're storytelling.
These are storytellers.
And Kaitlyn Dever, she was doing this was her, Elizabeth Holmes, her Theranos is my life.
She put on that
She
pink
probably won't get the attention for it that, like, the Anna Delvey and the Elizabeth Holmes stuff did. Because this was probably, like, a little more, like...
low-key.
Yeah. But, like, I thought it was, like, well done. Like, I liked the way they did it. Even though sometimes I was like, what's happening?
Yeah. At the beginning, I was literally like, what's happening?
Yeah. I like the artisticness.
It did keep me interested, like, showing us stuff first that we don't get to see. Yeah. Until, I don't know, it kept me invested. It also made me extremely uncomfortable, but that's okay.
Yeah. Anything that's like, especially when it's real. Yeah. Like Grey's Anatomy can already be like queasy, but when it's like real shit, you're like, oh. I love Aisha D. I love Alicia Debnam Carey. Kaitlyn Dever. Kaitlyn Dever, I'm going to see her do another crazy thing later this year.
I'm so excited.
She's doing some of the most fucked up shit you ever thought of. This and you know.
Yes.
I think you know.
And you know if you know.
If you know, you know. And we're all going to deal with that together later. We'll be having therapy about that later.
We'll be having therapy.
I'll be having a moment about that.
Megan will definitely be
I will be going through that. Okay, Slay. Should we do highs and lows?
Yeah, I don't have any.
Epic highs and lows.
Fave character?
Chanel. That's my girl.
I would say Chanel.
And Milla's dad. What happened where I was like...
I know.
I was like, why is Milla's dad kind of... And I realized he was Ra's al Ghul on Arrow. So if you know, you know. If you were there in the trenches...
You were like...
He got a phone call, right?
Yeah, and you were
It was when the mom was in the hospital the first time and she had lived in that moment. But he was like running up the stairs and I was like, no! It just came out of me.
And I was like, I'm so
No, but sorry. Seriously, he's one of the most sympathetic characters. To imagine losing the two most important people in your life.
That's very sad.
It's awful. Back to back like that.
But you were like, oof.
I was like...
When he was running.
I was like, oh no, man. Yeah. What about you? Blinks.
I also agree with Chanel.
Aisha D's the best.
Just slayed. I also who else? Oh, I like Justin and Lucy. Like I just liked their.
Yeah.
I
just the everyday people
really,
affected.
Yeah. It really brought a certain je ne sais quoi, and the fact that he was the investigative journalist.
Yeah.
Like,
that's where they had television. To take the liberty to make the story like.
That's like, wow.
Yeah, I wish that part was real.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Least favorite.
Probably Belle's fuck ass son. I'm just kidding.
Wait, hold on.
Just kidding. I didn't mean that. We're talking about the fictional character. When he threw up in the bed, that was too far. Aww. No. When he broke the TV, that's where he got me.
He was a little.
I'm like, that's a TV. Do you know what that is?
Calm down.
Just kidding. Yeah, Belle.
Yeah, Belle.
She like PMO.
She pissed me off.
Yeah.
This pissed me off.
Yeah.
Every time she'd like always cry. People are going through shit.
And she has to be the center of attention. I was like, surely she won't make herself the center of attention at this funeral. And she did. And that being real is insane.
That's awful.
That's wild.
That's the worst.
She's the woat.
Yep. She's the woat. Favorite moment.
I have this. I didn't say this yet. I have written down when Belle and Milla are FaceTiming and she's like kind of being nice to her and they're like, maybe we can go to the Hirsch thing together. She's like, yeah, you can help me with my enemas. And then she goes, I don't know. If you take away all your shit, then what's left? I was like, that is so good. Gagged her.
Ate her up.
So good. That was good. Yeah. Like you said, this sweet montage of Justin and Lucy at the end.
Oh, that made me like so emotional.
Yeah.
The vampire of all things. I was like, what the hell? It kind of fit though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
I like when forgets everyone's name. Mila and what's the guy's name?
Arlo.
The other is that Arlo?
Arlo's her husband.
Okay, they were in the tub.
Yeah.
And
Chanel comes up. She's like, should I jump in?
Should I jump in? I thought that was, and then you knew that Mila was about to.
And like them on the beach and the dad and Arlo playing.
I said, this is fucked up.
Yeah. Well, a guy gave me a rock and I didn't know he'd be my guy. She kept saying that.
I'm like, he's so cool.
What I didn't like was when she blew up about the veggie sandwich.
Yeah, that was a little awkward.
That was stressful. And her fucking arm.
Through it.
See, that was another moment though where like the visuals were cool, where like she saw the video on Instagram or whatever of the person like circling her injury, and then she like saw the circle on her arm. I think some shows do like the usage of like social media in shows. I feel like can go either way, but I liked how
it can either be like cringe or like
and the show it made sense to do it.
It made sense and it like added to it.
I agree.
Ugh. Yeah. On that, I really did like the text, like just all the use of graphics in the. I said yes. What else? I don't know.
I'm trying to think of favorite or least favorite. I think just like I really did not like when she locked the kid in the room.
I don't like any time
she was being herself.
She was being her true self.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like her not giving the money to that family.
Yeah, that was awful. And the
realization,
like the
mom's that
was awful. Awful. And the fake seizure, awful.
God, I can't.
Clive just being like, I could not give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. Kind of don't give a fuck.
Dead ass.
Yeah. I don't like my least favorite parts is if they were showing anything medical because I just can't do it. I'm squeamish.
Yeah. He was like in the middle of singing "Girl So Confusing" and it just went, ow, girl, ow.
Like if I see stuff being done, I feel it, but like I definitely don't feel like the same thing they're feeling because I don't know what it is, but I feel something that makes me so uncomfortable.
I'm the same way. Like if like for example, if you saw someone's like arm snap in half, like my arm would like feel weird. Yeah. But I feel like you just have it on another level.
I feel like it gets worse and worse. Yeah, but
yeah, it was rough. It's
but
like
cannibalism is fine.
Yeah. We'll watch a girl bite another girl.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most unserious as the show could be. What would you rate this? I feel like this is like a 2.
Yeah, I feel like
it's about real shit, but they do it in kind of like a tongue-in-cheek way, if that's the right phrase. Yeah.
Like she's kind of at times she's very unserious. She's just like a unserious, like
she's very unserious
because she's not like she doesn't take anything seriously. Yeah, and like doesn't own up to things. But like when you look at it, it's like this is fucking fucked up.
Yeah. So I feel good about it too.
Yeah, too.
And then, would you recommend this show?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. It's worth the watch.
I thought it was really well done.
Yeah, and again, like I didn't know anything about this. Again, I don't know if that's just because maybe in Australia it's bigger. I don't know.
Yeah. Like the only the actors is what caught my attention. Because I know them,
the big 3.
So I'm like, yes, I'll watch that.
Well, yes.
But I didn't know anything about the story, and I watched the trailer, so I knew it was about like wellness and stuff, but I didn't know it was a true story.
Yeah. I will say the one thing that the guy gave, the PR guy, was the apple cider vinegar story.
Yes.
Like he served his purpose to say apple cider vinegar. Because I was like, when's this gonna come in? And then he was like, she drank some apple cider vinegar, and I went, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
That's so funny.
That was his big moment.
That was his turn to shine.
Yeah. All right, should we move into our last segment?
Yeah.
Game time with Megan and Bree. In the spirit of this freaking con artist, we are going to play 2 Truths and a Lie.
Yay.
Who do you want to go first?
I can go.
Okay.
Mine's so good.
I'm just picking off all my nail polish, which is not good when you get them done with gel. I tried taking them off with my nail polish remover, and it doesn't work like that when you have, like, gel. So,
oh, yeah.
My thing is, like, when one of them starts to chip, I don't want any of them on it anymore. Like, I'm like, it's ruined. The nails are ruined. Yeah. Start from scratch.
Like, I can't stop looking at the, like...
Yeah, and it's, like, picking them off like this isn't good. Like, I think I need to look up how you're supposed to remove them and get the rest off.
think you're supposed to burn it off.
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're supposed to use apple cider vinegar. It fixes everything.
Apparently. That's good, Brie.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. I'm scared. I'm gonna fuck this up.
In 8th grade, I performed with my choir at Kings Island.
Okay.
I broke my right hand pinky on my neighbor's trampoline.
Your right pinky. Okay.
In 7th grade, I was on a volleyball team. Our jerseys were purple.
Oh my god. So something is
specific.
And like they're all from different times in your life. So I'm like, oh fuck. I bet all these things happened, but not those years. Or the jerseys weren't purple. Okay. 8th grade, you sang at Kings Island with your choir. Did you get to go on the rides after?
Yes. It was a whole trip.
Yeah, I did this in 5th grade.
Yes.
I think 4th or 5th.
I was in Tennessee, so we came
Whoa, you made a trip.
So we stayed at a hotel. It was a whole trip.
That's
My
big.
mom was one of the chaperones.
That's huge.
And she wouldn't go on the rides.
She wouldn't?
No.
We did that in, I think, 4th grade, and we did the same thing. We sang. Actually, I don't know if the singing was at Kings Island or we just all went after, and like the award ceremony was at Kings Island. I don't remember exactly, but we were all there.
Kings Island.
And then you could, if you wanted to stay after the award ceremony, your parents could sign you out. Yes. So me and my best friend, like, we stayed and we had the time of our lives.
Exactly.
And like her sunscreen got in her eye, and we were on the racer at night. And when you pulled into the tunnel, she looked like she had been Sonic.
The race.
And that's what I remember about that.
The racer at night.
What did you go on the racer at night? What'd you do?
I don't know. I went on one of the rides with my choir teacher.
Oh, that's so fun. Viking ship? I'm thinking about us and Caudill on the Viking ship. Remember at Coney Island?
Yeah. The one that goes forwards and backwards. Vertigo. But no.
In Vertigo. In Vertigo. That one's intense.
I know. It was next to. I can't believe she did it.
That's huge. Okay, that seems real, but you're going to be like, I did that in 7th grade.
That's a close. I did that in 7th grade.
8th grade, Tennessee. Okay, I'll think about that one. Okay, and then you broke your right pinky on a trampoline. When?
It was the summer before 5th grade?
Yeah, how long does that take to heal?
I don't know. I had one of those just like little braces.
Oh, like the splint type of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I did! I'm being gaslit.
I'm gonna gaslight you to believing the wrong one is false. Okay.
I think I have a picture.
Okay, and wait, what was the third thing you said?
In 7th grade, I was on a volleyball team. Our jerseys were
purple. You'd be like, the jerseys were blue. Fuck! 7th grade volleyball team. I know you were on a volleyball team in 7th grade.
I dabbled.
Yeah, I dabbled too. I'm retired now.
I'm retired.
What was your team mascot?
No, we didn't have one. It was like a club.
Okay. It was club. It wasn't at the school.
No.
Okay, that checks out. What was your number?
Oh, now you're just asking me shit I don't know.
Sus. I don't remember what my numbers were.
I had too many.
Except when I was because like,
I was on another team.
You get like a t-shirt. You get like a t-shirt.
Yeah. You want to know the color of my other jersey that year?
Yeah.
Pink.
I had a pink. I might have been purple too. I'm thinking when I played Sportsball Swords.
Yeah.
I was pink. I was green. I was purple. And I was blue. Maybe purple might be.
Yeah, this is where we were both green. Wait, what kind of green?
Kelly green.
Yeah. Okay, I was Kelly green, light blue, and I don't know what else. Something else. At Sportsball Swords.
Yeah. But what if we were on the same team? But I don't think we were, because I remember my coach on the Kelly Green team.
I think it was a different year.
Probably.
Yeah. So maybe we played each other.
I think we had to have.
Yeah.
Was Madison on the team?
Yeah.
We definitely all played each other. It was 6th, 7th, 8th grade, something like that.
And my foot was broken for one of them. Or was that year? No, never mind.
Okay.
That was basketball. I forgot I played basketball. That was weird. I just did everything.
Okay. I really,
get it right.
I don't think I'm gonna.
They're all just like the detail. In 8th grade, I performed with my choir at Kings Island. I broke my right hand pinky on my neighbor's trampoline. In 7th grade, I was on a volleyball team. Our jerseys were purple.
I think. Ooh, should I go with something I don't know. There's 2 ways I could go, but I don't think either of them are right. Watch, it's the third. I think the pinky is a lie. Really?
Yes. Ah! It was my
Is it a different finger?
My left hand.
Ah! Okay.
My left it's still like weirdly bent.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That one just like, I feel like I knew I had more it wasn't that I knew that one was a lie. I just had more confidence in the other things being true.
Yeah.
We've talked about volleyball and we've talked about probably like choir and stuff. Okay.
I just switched the detail.
Yeah.
That's the route I decided to go. Because I was struggling.
Yeah.
Listen, we've known each other for what, 10 years?
I know.
I have to do everything before.
Yeah. Our childhood. Okay, 2 truths and a lie. What order should I do these in?
I'm scared.
Okay.
How stupid is this gonna be?
Pretty stupid.
No, I'm just kidding.
In 2nd grade,
no.
I pulled my neck while brushing my hair and couldn't go to school.
What? That's so funny.
I'm thinking around preschool, I chipped the same tooth twice. Once at my grandma's and once at Burger King.
Okay, that's very specific.
And when I was in 1st grade, I was absent for weeks because I had pneumonia. I'm going with illness and injury.
Yeah. Damn, you went through it. I almost went through for all injury.
Yeah. Would you like me to read them again?
Yeah.
In 2nd grade, I pulled my neck while brushing my hair and couldn't go to school.
Okay, bitch.
I chipped the same tooth twice, once at my grandma's, once at Burger King. And when I was in 1st grade, I was absent for weeks with pneumonia.
You were absent for weeks?
Yeah, it was a long time.
Weeks?
Yeah. I was out of school for a while.
When did this start?
I always had, like, breathing issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think. That's why actually, are tonsils related to that? I feel like I had a lot of shit going on. But I knew you knew about the tonsils. I couldn't bring this up.
Yeah, you should have.
I thought about putting the tonsils in here. I'm like, she's going to know that's the truth. I think I just always had, like, breathing issues. And I had pneumonia in 1st grade. And...
You had pneumonia twice?
No.
Oh.
It was just for a while.
Oh.
And, like, I had, like, a breathing thing at home. I was, like, ill. And pneumonia is some serious shit.
Wait, you had pneumonia in 2nd grade?
I think it was 1st grade. That's what I've written down. 1st grade.
Oh.
When I was in 1st grade, I was absent for 2 weeks, for a few weeks with pneumonia.
Okay.
Yeah. I missed the 100th day of school.
Oh, my God. I don't...
Yeah. I do the Fruit Loop thing at home.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's tragic. I dressed up as a 100-year-old.
That's really fun. I like that. We didn't do that. We just did, like, crafts. We put 100 Fruit Loops on a necklace.
Yes.
And I did that at home by myself. No. Well, with my mom.
Okay. That's very detailed. Okay, let's go to the chip. How at Burger King did you chip your tooth?
I, like, ran into the chair.
Girl, go.
Like, I was in the playroom, you know where the playroom was?
Yeah.
But I chipped it on the back of a chair. I don't know which one happened first. It was the same tooth, but it was on my grandma's and at Burger King.
It was the same tooth?
Mm-hmm. It was, like, it looked like a half a tooth.
How?
It was, like, baby tooth, so it fell out eventually, I think.
Okay. Yeah, and the first one... Wait.
In 2nd grade, I pulled my neck while brushing my hair.
Okay.
It was pretty stupid. I was just in my bathroom, and I pulled too hard.
And you stayed home from school?
Yeah, I didn't go to school. I would just, like, lay on the couch.
Okay, wait, me?
With a heating neck brace.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty... What? It's pretty stupid. I was brushing my hair. What?
I was getting ready for school, and I brushed my hair too hard. It was like a freak thing, and it, like, pulled my neck. And it was just, like, really hurt. Like, I was fine.
Okay, I hope that one's true. That's funny.
Yep.
What? Okay.
So I was just, like, this, like, laying in my mom's office while she was on the computer.
Yeah. I don't know. These are hard. All of these could be true.
Do you have any other questions about any of them?
I kind of think I know.
Okay. What do you think's the lie?
Actually, I don't know. Actually, I do know. No. Did that happen to you? You missed the 100 days. Now, why would you lie about that?
That's trauma.
That's literally trauma.
Now, why would a girl lie about that?
Now, why would a girl lie about their 100 days of school?
It used to be such a big deal.
With my 100 days.
No, in elementary school, it was such a big deal. I feel like by the time you got to 5th grade, though, you did less, and it was like, this used to be like a holiday.
Yeah.
It used to be like everyone was pumped when we made it to 100th day of school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go with, I'm gonna be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The tooth thing.
That was true.
Oh.
Do you know it was a lie?
Yes.
The neck.
The stupid one.
But it happened to my sister. Like, I came home from school, because I guess we had to win in different schools. Like, I was in middle school, she was in elementary.
Pulled her neck.
And it might have been 2nd grade. I lied about that part, because I don't remember when it was. I came home and went into my mom's office, and Sarah was horizontal on the couch with the neck brace on. I went, what happened to her? They're like, she's brushing her hair, and she pulled her neck.
Sarah, girl, get up.
That was seriously.
That's so funny.
So it did happen, just not to me.
Good.
Yeah.
You had pneumonia.
Yeah, it was pretty serious. I mean, I was fine. But I was out for 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh my god.
In a row, because it was so bad, and I had to, like, at night I had to breathe into this like humidifier thing. It's not good. And but I lived, bitch.
I lived, bitch.
Yeah, because
that's all that lasted me.
It was like normal to me. I was like, oh, I have this cold, like I'm sick, I have pneumonia, and then later you find out like pneumonia was killing people in like the 80s
but
or
you
something.
Don't know that when you.
No, I was like, oh, this is
like, I'm just
serious.
Sick.
Yeah, which I guess like maybe it was like in the past it was harder to treat. I don't know, but like I was a little girl and I had pneumonia.
Yeah. Ugh.
And I chipped my tooth. Because we were in a little kiddie pool at my grandma's, and I ran into her kitchen, chipped it on the island, and then chipped the same tooth on the back of a chair at Burger King.
I can't believe you the chipping the same tooth twice is crazy.
Yeah, it was like basically half a tooth. If you found pictures of me, you would probably be able to tell that I had half like a tooth.
I wish you still had half a tooth.
This tooth is just like half. It's just shorter than the other one. That's what I look like.
Wow.
But that was it.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Thank you. I was like, what are like
I was on the
injuries?
My jersey was purple. It's like, let's do a color, a gray.
Yeah, no, that was smart. I knew that's what I was thinking. I was like, the Kings Island one seems real, but I was like trying to remember what years you were in different states, because I think that's how you got me last time. You were like, I did this, but I was in Oregon.
Yeah, I was saying like I was everywhere all at once.
You were all over the place. That's why I was like, I can't remember exactly. Like I know you're in Tennessee, Oregon, and then like in Kentucky.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's got to be something like that. But then I went with the pinky.
That was pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Belle Gibson wishes she could lie like me.
Well, yeah, you got away with it this time.
This time. Okay, yeah, fuck Belle Gibson. I hope she gets what's coming for her, and I hope her son is happy with Clive.
Yeah.
And then Chanel Slang and Aisha Diaz and more stuff. Honestly, I love all 3 of them. All 3 of them have been with me since The Bold Type, The 100, and Last Man Standing. Everyone's like, Kaitlyn Dever from Booksmart. I said, where were you when she was on Tim Allen's Last Man Standing?
Yeah, don't bring Tim Allen
when she was like the daughter that was most like him. She was like, I'm going into the army. I was like,
That's a classic. Last Man Standing. That's a classic.
I like the dumb middle daughter. That was my girl.
Dumb.
She was not really dumb, but she was a little ditzy, and I loved her.
Ditzy.
And they recasted her when they moved networks, but Kaitlyn Dever still showed up.
That's kind of nice of Kaitlyn Dever.
Yeah, she
offer her
in.
time like that.
Exactly, and she's a star.
Dever eats.
I wonder. I could see her maybe getting an Emmy nom.
Yes.
For well, maybe for this, but definitely for The Last of Us.
Yeah.
But she'll probably be competing with like.
I'm excited to see her in The Last of Us.
Yeah,
because I just like.
And I'm ready to defend her ass because I know people are gonna be mean. People are already mean.
Oh, people are mean about every casting on the show, and people are mean just about what happens in the video game in general. Like incels are like mean. So it's just the whole mess.
So they grow up.
Like grow up.
If you don't like it, play a different game.
Yeah, play a different game.
God. I hate people. And mostly incels.
Mostly incels.
Yeah, I stand beside Kaitlyn Dever. I love her, even though I'm going to have to, like, go through something.
You're gonna have to go
but I'm going to stand beside her.
And I'll stand beside her.
That's my last... I'm going to be the last man standing beside her.
I'm going to be shifting gears.
Shifting gears to defending her.
She's not...
I'm going to be,
I'm going to be kind of...
home improvementing the status of...
I'm going to Santa Claus.
No. And I'm going to Toy Story.
Okay, that's enough Tim Allen.
Yeah, we've talked enough about Tim Allen.
This is so...
Shift gears and shut the fuck up. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Let us know what your favorite Tim Allen production is in the comments.
Hold on. Yeah.
And let us know what we should watch next. Next week, I
don't really know.
We're going to do something. We're just going to chat. Maybe about the Oscars. Maybe we'll do, like, an episode of Hot on the Table.
We could do, like, the upcoming award. Isn't there another one? Oscar?
SAG is soon.
SAG, yeah.
I don't know when that is. If it's next weekend.
I think it's Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, it's on Netflix, so we can watch it.
Yeah.
We'll just figure it out.
We'll see how
we'll chat. Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like we could do like that, or we could just do like different things. Hot on the Table. We could do Oscars chat. We could just like chat about things, and we can play like Blockbuster or something.
Okay.
Play a game, like Smosh
fun.
Games.
Yeah, we're gonna be Smosh next time.
We're actually gonna invite all of Smosh on the pod. Dream guest on your podcast.
Dream guest.
Angela.
Angela and Chance.
Okay, one day.
Mm-hmm.
And until next time, sing Toxic again.
Don't you know that you're toxic?
Girl.
Belle Gibson.
Yeah. Bitch. You take away your shit, what else you got? Boom.